Confession time. My nails are 6 weeks and 3 days old. I definitely shouldn't have left them this long, but the longer I left them, it actually turned into a little personal challenge just to see how big I could get that regrowth area. On a side note though, for 6 weeks, that white, it's poppin'. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Agnes, and here on my channel I share all things nails and so much more. Because it is February, we're doing a cute Valentine's Day design with love heart cherries, and we've got some French and cat eye going on as well. So let's just dive in and get these nails looking fresh. First, we're going to remove the gel polish and debulk the product. I am using my e-file with the Lucy Pastorelli Swiss Safety Barrel Drill Bit in coarse. But before we start, I'm going to pop on my mask and gloves. The gloves mainly for filming purposes, so it's less distracting and your focus stays on my nails rather than my scabby hands. I'm also using my dust extractor and then we're good to go. So like I mentioned, the drill bit I'm using here is the Lucy Pastorelli Swiss Safety Barrel in coarse. As a professional, I often opt for the coarse drill bit because the teeth are larger, which means I barely need to apply any pressure. It removes the product much faster, and because it does the work more efficiently, I also find that the drill bit lasts longer, as in I get more use out of it. However, if you are a beginner, I would recommend starting with a medium grit. Medium is more forgiving, removes product more gradually, and gives you better control while you're learning pressure and speed. Coarse bits are super efficient, but mistakes can happen faster, so medium is a safer option while you build your confidence. We're then going to catch up on the other hand. Now, if you're a returning viewer, you'll know that my dust extractor setup has changed a lot recently. Currently, I'm using my overhead suction arm of my Vodex, even though it looks great in this clip. But because I am doing my own nails, I can sit really close to it than I normally would with my clients, so there does tend to be quite a lot of dust about. I was temporarily using my Cypress tabletop dust extractor, but the dial started playing up, so at the moment I'm moving my Vodex between my nail desk and the pedicure chair for doing toes, which is actually pretty easy because it is on wheels, but I am on the hunt for a new desktop extractor. But I do want to do proper research before investing because they're expensive. And while chatting away to you, I've gone in with my hand file. I'm just fixing the shape and I'm etching the regrowth area to prep the natural nail for new product application. I'm not taking any length down because they are gorgeous. We are keeping all that glorious natural length that we've spent all that time growing. Off camera, I'm catching up on the other hand. Next up, I'm using the Lucy Pastorelli Prep Etch Cone drill bit. This is hands down my favourite drill bit. It feels like sweeping the floor. It's so satisfying. Because the round, flat tip is so slender, it makes it super easy to get into all the little nooks and crannies of the nail. As the barrel of the drill bit widens, it follows almost the same angle you'd naturally run along the nail, if that makes sense, which makes it perfect for removing any non-living tissue from the nail plate. I also like to use the very bottom of this drill bit to buff out any snagging or roughness on the skin. It's also great for those dreaded flooded gel situations. Let's just take a moment to look and appreciate those cuticles. They're completely lifted off the nails and ready to be trimmed back. That drill bit has done all the hard work for us. So now I'm using my Navy Pro cuticle nippers to remove any surrounding skin that looks white, and straight away we have the entire cuticle off in one clean piece. How satisfying. I don't know about you, but I found that montage of removing all those scabby bits extremely relaxing to watch. Anyway, now that my nails are all nice and tidy and I've wiped them over with acetone, we're ready to go in with products. I currently have the gel bottle hard builder gel on my nails, and hard gel requires a base coat, so I'm going in with the gel bottle clear rubber base. I'm really pushing the base coat into the nail. From etching the nails, we put tiny filing lines onto the surface, and what we want is the base coat to almost velcro into those filing lines for better adhesion. Once that's applied, my hand goes into the lamp for 90 seconds under the low heat mode. Rubber base and builder gels are thicker in viscosity, which can cause heat spikes, so this mode gradually increases intensity to help prevent that. Returning viewers are probably thinking,
she's so predictable, always using the gel bottle.
And honestly, fair. Anyway, here's basic bitch me going in with the gel bottle nude gel pot in number 3. But in fairness, this product has never let me down. The retention is chef's kiss. So I basically pick up a bead using a flat brush and I just plonk it onto the nail right where the regrowth meets the old product. I then gently nudge it to cover the regrowth and drag any excess down the nail. Now that regrowth was massive, so I do go in with a little bit extra just to ensure there's enough structure and apex and that the nail stays strong, balanced and not too flat. At the same time, I'm also making sure it's not too thick. If it's too thick, it may not fully cure. If you're ever unsure, it's always better to apply 2 thinner coats and cure in between. But yeah, I do need to experiment more and I do want to try other brands. Like, I literally have Nail Order Duragel sitting on my shelf waiting to be used. It's just a creature of habit thing, reaching for what you already know. Speaking of Nail Order, I've just received their newly launched bridal collection, which looks lush. So my next set will be all Nail Order. Keep an eye out for that. I might even do a little unboxing of my order as well, right after I finish this voiceover. There's no point in trying to get the application perfect with this flat brush, you just don't get enough control. So I switched to my long liner brush to guide the product right up to the sidewalls, making sure that the entire nail is evenly covered. Typically, hard gels are self-leveling like this one, so the product will actually do a lot of the work for you and flow where it needs to go. You just need to guide it. And if it ever feels like you're losing control, simply turn your finger upside down and let gravity help you out. I then repeat those steps on all the nails. Now, someone once told me the golden rule for getting the ideal thickness of the free edge for nails extending beyond the fingertip is about the width of a bank card. So do with that information what you will. Anyway, I hope you're all doing good. January felt so bloody long. I am so glad the lighter nights are finally starting to come back, and Valentine's Day is next week. I need to plan a little date night for me and Reese. I know it's just another day, but I do think it's important to make a fuss over these little moments, because what even is life if you don't romanticise it a little bit? It gets mundane way too easily. I do have a special Valentine's themed video in the middle of editing at the moment. It's a big one with loads of footage to get through. Despite my efforts, it's looking likely that it's not going to make it onto YouTube by Valentine's Day, but it will definitely be up this month. Anyways, we've got our builder gel applied on all 5 nails and my other hand is caught up too. Using my hand file, I am refining the shape and making sure the product is flush with my natural nail around the cuticle and sidewalls. This is so important for retention. If there are raised ridges in these areas, water can sit there, which can eventually lead to lifting, and honestly, it just wouldn't look cute anyway. I'm also checking that I have a nice apex. I'm making sure that the thickest part of the nail sits where the nail extends beyond the fingertip, and of course refining the tip, because as you already know, we're aiming for that bank card thickness. I've skipped past a lot of the filing because let's face it, it's kind of boring. None of us are really here for that. Or are we? I don't know. Here's our beautiful infilled and refined nails. I'm wiping them clean with acetone, which also helps to slightly blend out those filing lines left on the surface. Despite the builder gel being already coloured a gorgeous pinky nude, I do like to go over with a sheer gel polish. As I mentioned about the filing lines, it will just give us a super smooth base to work with. So I'm using the colour Silk, which is a lighter pink, which will lighten the finish of the nails slightly also. This is going on all 5 nails and then cure in the light for 60 seconds. See what I mean? Gorgeous base to work on. I'm then going in with a matte top coat on the ring and middle finger, curing that again for 60 seconds, and ta-da! Now finally for the fun part. I've reached for one of my Heyy, never sure if I'm saying that right, one of those gel polishes in the shades M116, which is a stunning deep cerise sort of pinky colour. I'm applying a small blob to the tip of my thumbnail, and then I'm using my liner one brush by the gel bottle to guide this gel polish up to the sides to create a French tip. This is a cat eye gel polish, so I'm using my magnet to activate the effect, and I'm just shaping that light shift to follow the curve of the French smile line to complement the French, if that makes sense. I'm then repeating the same process on the index and the pinky nails, and I do cure each nail as I do them before I somehow manage to destroy them. Gorgeous! So I'm going to practice using preventative measures here. So I'm going in with my top coat, and we're going to lock these babies in before I get any fluff stuck to them and end up in a pickle about it. And at this stage I have also caught up with my other hand as well. I'm grabbing this Lick and Lash Beauty eyeshadow palette. Genuinely don't even know if this brand still exists or if it ever properly did. I've had this since my college makeup days. Fun fact, I have a higher national diploma in makeup artistry, 2 years of graft, graduated with a trophy, and it helped me fund my salon at the age of 18. And now it's been 10 years. Wow. I should probably stop talking before I spiral into an existential crisis. Anyway, here I'm using Nailed It by Chelsea Airbrush and Aura Clean Duo, which, by the way, is a genius, a must-have invention for doing aura nails. The sponge is perfect for a quick dry clean of your brush between pigments. I've already patted down a lighter shade of pink, and I'm just picking up a slightly darker shade now, and I'm patting it onto the centre of the nail. This technique only works over matte top coat. Go straight in with pigment without wiping the nail or anything. Off camera, I added another coat of matte top coat, and I went back in with a darker pigment to really deepen the colour, gently feathering the pigment out towards the sides of the nail. And I'm not gonna lie, this looked scary at first. I thought I had gone too far, but when you go over with top coat, yes. So that was another coat of matte top coat. Do make sure you're generous with this because you don't want to shift or scrape that pigment you've just applied on the nail. Also by Nailed It by Chelsea, I'm using the Elle brush, which is a 12mm liner brush. I've decanted a little bit of the Heyy and white gel polish onto my palette, and with a large dotting tool, I'm placing 2 dots next to one another, one set down below and one above. These are going to be hearts, so I'm leaving enough space to create the shape. 2 hearts on the middle nail and 1 on the ring finger. And with my brush, I'm connecting the dots and creating the heart shapes, magnetizing it before curing in the lamp. It wasn't essential at all, but I did do 2 coats of this just because I wanted it to be popping. The nail with the 2 hearts, I did one at a time because I didn't want that cat eye to interfere with the other heart, just to get the best effect from the cat eye. Using the Gel Bottle Studio Gel in Jungle, I'm going straight in the pot and picking up some of that green to create the, I don't know, I guess it would be stems for the cherries. And I'm just adding these cute, tiny little leaves. And then it's time to add the finishing touches, and to do so I'm using the Gel Bottles liner brush in at number 1. So I'm just adding some white to the cherries, which, I mean, the cherries really don't have white on them, but we're going to give this design some dimension. So I'm just giving it some, I don't know, I guess you would call it shine. They're shiny cherries. They're looking good, but we're not finished yet. I'm curing that, and then I'm going in with some speckles. We're going for that kawaii, cutesy look. So yeah, some speckles by just doing some dots, and then I'm just flicking these out. Now these are tiny. They're teeny tiny. Not the easiest thing to do, but yeah, we got there. All that's left to do then is to cure that and go in with our Extreme Shine top coat by the Gel Bottle. Name me a more appropriate cuticle oil to use here than the Nail Order Frosted Black Cherry, which, oh, you guys know I called the 1 in a million scent Sexy Men in a Bottle. This one, it's like a squad of incredibly sexy men doused in aftershave, throw ripened cherries into the mix, shove it in a blender, and somehow Nail Order captured this dangerously sexy aroma in a tiny bottle for us all to smear all over our cuticles. I'll say no more. And on that note, here's the finished result of our nails, with a little reminder of what we started with in the first place. Please mind the gap. I'm biased, but I love the way these turned out. Thank you so much for sticking around. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, please do give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. Happy Valentine's or Galentines or whatever other names it has. Bye!